What is going on, guys? Joe here. Welcome back to my channel and Pro Cycling Manager 2018. Today we are back with the Remco Pro Cyclist mode. And to start today's episode, we're actually going to take a look back at all the stats from this previous season before getting into season 2. So let's get started. So we can see on this team index page that we're projected to be the best team next season, along with UAE Team Emirates. And we can also see that Direct Energy, they're going up to the World Tour level, whilst Katusha, they're going down to Conti Pro. And now moving on to the individual World Tour standings, Tom Dumoulin leads the season. And we can see that he did win the Giro, I believe. Let's see, he won the Tour de Poland, second Tour de Suisse. You can see all his results here. There it is. First in the Giro, fifth in the Vuelta, 12th in the Tour as well. So riding all three tours. Viviani was the best on our team. Youngles is here. We have Alaphilippe and Remco. But here we are, 47th in the World Tour. Very impressive for our first season, I think. And we can also see Van der Poel, as you would expect, destroying everyone in the continental standings, riding for Crondon Circus, of course. And in Super Prestige, this basically combines World Tour and Continental, I believe. We are 25th. Very, very good indeed. So you can see we picked up a lot of points in Conti, which has made us the 25th best rider on the season. Very, very nice indeed. And taking a look at victories, Michel Crader with 29 victories over the season. The highest in the World Tour seems to be Sagan with 16 wins. Viviani's up here with 11. And I think we achieved 5 wins. Yes, 59th, or tied with these guys. So where would that be? Tied 49th in wins this season. And now coming to the Team World Tour standings, Sky destroy everyone. Bora with a very, very good season as well. We were only 8th though, which is very disappointing. Usually Quickstep at the moment are one of the 2 best teams, usually with Sky. So yeah, only 8th, not very impressive to be honest. So now a very quick look at the under 23 standings. We can see this guy, Rubio Aina Augusto. He's the best ranked under 23, 73 mountain already at 21. Fred Wright is here from the UK as well. He's a sprinter it seems, and this guy for France, he's a very good climber as well. We'll be seeing these guys in the coming years for sure. So I thought I'd have a quick look at this team page of days raced. We only raced 61 races. You can see most of the guys raced a lot more than that. Only, 4 guys who raced fewer days than us. I guess that is because most of these riders will have also ridden a Grand Tour. And I'm definitely looking to ride a Grand Tour with Remco next season. So we have now reached January 2020 and season 2 is officially underway. I did want to show you the transfers before we get the season started. So I'm going to go through each team and show you who's riding for who. It's worth noting I have used the editor to make a few transfers myself. For example, Nibali has joined Trek in real life, so I've put him on Trek in the game. So yeah, I'll go through each team and we can take a look at who's riding for who. So Agitoile Mondial, no real big changes, still led by Narsen and Bardet. I can see they brought in Seneschal, who's a very good cobbles rider, obviously come from Quickstep. Can't really see any other signings for them. But yeah, there's Agitoile. Next up, Astana, still led by Miguel Angel Lopez, now 82 mountain. He looks very, very strong. You will notice they have lost Jakob Fuglsang. We'll see where he's moved on to very soon. They've brought in Bonifacio, Drucker, Cataneo, who I think is signed in real life. But yeah, there's their full squad. Bora Hansgrohe, still led by Peter Sagan, of course. And they still have Bennett and Ackermann, so 3 very strong sprinters. I thought Bennett was going to move this off-season, but apparently he signed an extension. So yeah, here's Bora's squad. I can see they've brought in Spilak and Deboucher. They've also signed Jules Jensen as well as Girmay, who's a very, very good young sprinter. Very good signing for them. Next, CCC, still led by Greg Van Avermaet, but they have brought in Tony Martin, Warren Barguil, Ilnur Zakarin, amongst others. Masnard has been brought in. I think Zoidel has as well. So yeah, much stronger in the mountains now with Zakarin moving on for Katusha. Also, Barguil moving on from Arceus Samsic, Masnada as well. So 3 new mountain guys for CCC, and they're still led by Greg Van Avermaet in the cobbles. And now moving on to Quickstep, obviously Remco's team, we can see we've signed Nils Pollitt. Very strong cobbles team, as you would expect. Look at that. Incredible cobbles team still. But if we go to the mountains, we are now the strongest guy outright. as you will notice, we have lost both Bob Jungels and Enric Mas. We have signed Tanel Kanget. Maybe he'll do a Grand Tour as the leader in the mountains, but otherwise he can help us. But yeah, apart from that, we have signed Davide Ballerini, very good signing. I think he's signing in real life for Quickstep as well. And yeah, here's our whole squad. Education first, still have Van Mark, Woods and Bettiol. Can't really see any big signings. Higuita has moved to them. He's done that in real life though. They've signed Restrepo, decent signing. And yeah, here is Education first. Groupama FDJ, still led by Demar and Pinot. Gaudu developing very nicely, as you would expect. Can't really see any signings straight away. Madouar's a very good young rider. He's improving as well. Yeah, here is FDJ. And now Lotto Soudal still have Caleb Ewan, Camponet and Benoot. Lambrecht developing very nicely as well. They've signed Kras, I see. But apart from that, no real big signings for Lotto Soudal, it seems. And now Mitchelton Scott, still with Yates, Trentin, and Adam Yates, of course. They've brought in Danny Martinez, very good young rider from Education First. They have lost Esteban Chavez as well, you will notice. Valerio Conti, he's a good signing for Mitchelton Scott. And yeah, here's the rest of their team. And Movistar, big changes at Movistar. We'll see Valverde, Jakob Fuglsang, a new signing. They've extended Carapaz. Christoph joins them as a sprinter and Enric Mas joins them as well. So yeah, a very different team from last season. They've lost Quintana and Mikel Landa, you will notice. Palanque has been brought in, Antunes as well. Yeah, quite a lot of changes at Movistar, but still a very good squad in the mountains. And next up, Bahrain Merida, they have brought in Mikel Landa, obviously losing Nibali to Trek. Landa, their new GC leader, and they brought in a few other guys as well. Davide Formolo, Kelderman, very strong helper. He's had a torrid time at Sunweb really in the past few years with injuries. Castrovejo, very strong GC helper and time trialist, of course. Peo Bilbao has been brought in. Pasqualon has been brought in. Jonathan Narvaez, Mikael Berg. So they've made some big signings despite losing Vincenzo Nibali. Still a very, very strong team here at Bahrain Merida. So Dimension Data, probably the weakest team in the World Tour if you ask me. They've got a big squad. Aru, not the rider he used to be. Can't really see any big signings for them. I expect them to struggle this season. Now to Ineos, still with Froome, Thomas and Quieto as their leaders. They've still got Egan Bernal, now 82 Mountain. Sivakov, Gegenhardt are developing as well. And if we go down, can't really see any big signings. I know Stephen Williams has been brought in from Bahrain Merida. But yeah, don't think they've made any big signings unless I'm missing someone obvious. Still, the strongest team in the mountains, without doubt. They'll be the favourites for the 3 Grand Tours. So Jumbo-Visma have Groenewegen, Roglic and Van Aert still. They brought in Marcel Kittel after he was dropped at Katusha. I think this is a rumour in real life. And they have lost Steven Kruijswijk, as you will see. But they brought in a few other guys. Bodnar, I've noticed. Anyone else? Pataski's been brought in. But here is their full team. So Sunweb still led by Tom Dumoulin, but they have managed to bring in fellow Dutchman Steven Kruijswijk, who will really help Dumoulin and will probably lead a Grand Tour himself. I doubt he would have joined them if he wasn't promised that. You can see the rest of their team here. Dumoulin has been notorious for having a lack of help in the mountains in the past. Bringing in Kruijswijk, Uman developing, Stora, they've brought in Aronsman as well, I think. So their mountain squad really developing here at Sunweb. Now, Team Total used to be Direct Energy. They have been promoted to the World Tour and they've made some big moves in the market. Bringing in Bob Jungels from Quickstep. He will be one of their leaders along with Terpstra. They've brought in Postelberger. Esteban Chavez gets a new start here. Halvorsen moves from Sky, where you can't be a sprinter at Sky. You have to go somewhere else, basically. Kamjan's still here. They have Luis Leon Sanchez from Astana. Ben Hermans from Israel. Roland is here. So they've made some really nice signings. Spent a lot of money, I expect, but they have a very good team and should be able to survive in the World Tour. Now, Trek Segafredo with Vincenzo Nibali as their new leader. Still with Richie Porte and Bauke Mollema. They've got a very strong team in the mountains with Ciccone developing as well as Conchi and Egg. They're two very good young riders. Nibali's brother has joined him, of course, as he is in real life. Are there any other big signings? Can't really see any. Nibali, the main signing for Trek. Now to UAE, they still have Gaviria, Martin and Henao. Pogacar developing very nicely. They have signed Moscon from Ineos. Bataglin is here now as well. Mezgec, I think, has been signed. Nealons as well. He's a good young rider. Diego Rosa. So quite a few signings for UAE. They're a good developing team in the World Tour. And so now we'll take a quick look at a few of the Conti Pro teams. I'm going to go to Arkea Samsic because they have made some big signings. They have brought in Nairo Quintana as their new GC leader. They've brought in a few guys from Movistar to help him, such as his brother, Daya Quintana, and O'Connor, and Betancourt. And that is basically their mountain squad. They've also brought in Kenny Elissonde from Ineos, of course. But yeah, Nairo Quintana, now their leader. I think this signing is happening in real life, which is pretty crazy. They've lost Barguil, but Quintana is their new leader. So to Corendon, Mathieu van der Poel stays here. I think he's got a contract to 2023 in real life, which he says he wants to honour. So he stayed at Corendon. Anyone else worth looking at? Israel, perhaps. Not the strongest team for them this year. Katusha now relegated to Conti Pro. Here's their team. They've made a few signings, lost a few people as well. But there is their full team. So yeah, hopefully that's given you a good overview of the teams for this upcoming season. Let's take a look at our schedule and what races we're going to do this year. So now to the calendar, and as you see, no races in January. I didn't want to go to Australia. So yeah, we will start in the UAE. Followed by Tirreno Adriatico, then Volta Catalunya. So 3 nice stage races to start the season, see where we are. Then we have a few weeks off before the Tour de Romandie, and then we will go to the Giro d'Italia for our first Grand Tour. Really looking forward to that. And then we have a break, and then of course the National Championships, a few weeks off before warming up with San Sebastian and the Vuelta a Burgos for La Vuelta. We're going to try and do 2 Grand Tours this season and then hopefully finish out the season defending Il Lombardia. Of course, we won that at the end of last season. So yeah, that's what I've got planned for the upcoming season. Obviously, this can change. We might get injured or whatever. But yeah, I will see you now for the start of the UAE Tour. So guys, we have reached the UAE Tour and the first stage of 7 is a team time trial. So let's take a look at the team. We're probably the GC leader. Kanga is here as well, obviously a new signing. Poor Fitness though, we have Bakker, another new signing. Davide Ballerini, strong rider, he's a new signing. Cavagna's here, De Klerk's here, and Viviani here for the sprints. Hopefully he can take a few stages, and hopefully we can challenge in the GC. So guys, we are underway in the time trial, our first race of this season and our first look at that beautiful Belgian national time trial champion jersey that Remco is wearing. Lovely looking jersey, I must say. I did want to talk about one thing before we look at the start list. I have changed the difficulty. Now, we were on extreme before, but I've increased it. Basically, the normal extreme is times 1.05, so the AI's attributes increase by 1.05 when you're on extreme. And my understanding is I've now got it on times 1.10. So basically doubled the difference. So yeah, it should be a bit harder this season, quite noticeably, as we come to the first time check. Let's see where the team go. We lead the team under that time check and we go 13th, which is the second worst time so far. Not good stuff. So let's take a look at the riders competing in the race. Obviously, we know our team. Ineos with Thomas and Bernal, very strong team. Demar here for Groupama FDJ along with Goddu. Bardet's here. Movistar of Christoph, no GC leader, I don't think. Hernau with Philipsen, Moscon for UAE. Degenkolb leads Trek Segafredo. Bahrain Morita, very strong team with Colbrelli, Castrovejo, Formulo and Pozzovivo. You can see the other teams, Valgren, Matthews, Tony Martin and Zakarin here for CCC. Bookman, obviously, he'll be a GC contender, I think, for Bora. One of my favourite riders, actually. Really like Manny Bookman. As we don't have too long to go in this time trial, into the final 3 kilometres. Let's see where we go at the line. So guys, into the final kilometre, Tanel Kanga will lead the team over the line. Hopefully we're somewhat competitive at least. And we go 11th, 47 seconds down. So Team Ineos take the stage despite having the same time as CCC. Very close stuff. And that puts Geraint Thomas in the leader's jersey. He'll definitely want to keep that throughout the race. So not a good start to the race for the team and our GC aspirations. 48 seconds lost to the likes of Bernal and Thomas. That's going to be really tough to make up. So stage 2 is completely pan flat. Viviani the favourite though. Hopefully he can take it in a sprint at the end. I'll see you towards the end of this stage. So guys, now into the final 5k of the stage. Not too much action so far. It's heating up for a sprint though. Davide Ballerini looking after us really nicely towards the front of the peloton. Into the final 3k, Viviani's here, Colbrelli's here. All the sprinters are here. Let's up the pace on Ballerini. Let's go maybe 93. He can keep us right here. Demar going for an early one, it seems. Viviani now following. Let's sprint with Ballerini. Good timing. We've timed that really nicely and we've jumped the field somehow. Now we're going to sprint. We're going to go for it. But Viviani comes flying past us. Can he beat Michael Matthews? Yes, he can. Elia Viviani wins the second stage of the UAE Tour for Quickstep. Very, very nice win. We crossed the line in the top 20. So Elia Viviani on top of the podium for Quickstep. I think I remember him winning this stage last year actually. So a really fun end to the stage there. Ballerini did really well. We thought we jumped the field somewhat, but Viviani came flying past us along with other sprinters and he outsprinted Colbrelli and Matthews. So stage 3 is here. It's classified as hilly, but a very, very steep finish. I remember we were dropped early on the climb last year because we fell on the flat section. Bardet the favourite on the day with Thomas and Formulo. We just about make the favourites list here behind Bookman. So let's see if we can get a top 10. That would be a really good result on this stage, I think. Alright guys, 25k to go in the stage. I've got a few boys, Declerc, Cavagna and Bakart working on the front. Ballerini will protect us and we've got Kanga here ready to protect us as well as we will soon enter the final climb. So guys, it looks like there's just been a fall behind. I'm not sure if anyone really was caught out there. None of the favourites, I don't think. We're trying to get on Bakart's wheel. We've lost some ground. Here we are. I'm just going to try and go with Ballerini now. We'll cut out Bakart. Ballerini will lead us up the mountain to start. We'll put Kanga in front of us, obviously, as he is our main helper. And there's just 8k to go into this final climb. We're in a decent position. We need Kanga to try and come round us though. He seems to be struggling to do that at the moment. Can he come round us now? Yes, he can. There you go. This three-man train not working too well as it's Bahrain Morita doing some pacing on the front. Bernal is right here. Ballerini keeping us very, very nice position though as it gets ever steeper. 12% now. Kanga will have to lead us up now. Let's go with Kanga up to 89. Can he lead us around the outside of this corner? We're in a very good position, at least compared to last year's race. There's Hanau right on the front. He's doing well. Who else is here? Any of the favourites? Thomas is right here. Zakharin. But Kanga looking after us very nicely at the moment. I'm actually going to do this. He can just protect us like that for now. The rest of the guys, we can set them all to automatic. We don't need them for the rest of the day. No attacks off the front just yet as we come into the final 5 kilometres. So guys, 4.5k to go. Is Madwar attacking? No, he's not. He's just doing some pacing. The pace is very high here, although does it flatten out towards the top? There's a flat section here. Then it gets very, very steep again. We need to be careful of our resistance for that very moment. Let's lower the pace because we are running low on yellow. The other guys are chasing us down here. Let's up it now to 80. Expecting Davide Formulo to have a very good result today. Let's use that energy gel as Kanga is now done. There's lots of attacks going off all over the place. Let's try and follow David Gaudu there. No, we can't quite catch his wheel. Just 2.5k to go. We're using a lot of energy there. Too much energy. Formulo with a very, very strong attack. We're running low on resistance though, as we seem to be in this elite group of riders. Skujins, Ciccone, Hanau are done. Chernetsky struggling. We've missed out on this front group of 6. Let's try and follow Bardet here. He's not in a good position. Neither is Egan Bernal. Seems to be Formulo, but Geraint Thomas flying up the road now. We've lost this race. We won't be able to take the stage. Geraint Thomas riding away from David Formulo. We're with Egan Bernal, who's not had a good day, but it will be his teammate Geraint Thomas who takes the stage. Formulo will come second, ahead of Isaac Valgren as we go through the cameraman. Uman will be 4th. Let's try and follow Van der Sande. We will lose a lot of time today, over a minute or 2 to Geraint Thomas. So Geraint Thomas takes the stage 38 seconds clear of Davide Formulo. And now Geraint Thomas moves into the red leader's jersey, over a minute clear of anyone else now. And in the young riders white jersey, Gaudu takes that. We are in 5th, 1 minute 21 down. So a tough stage here for Remco. 1 minute 44 off Thomas. Lost a lot of time to the other GC guys. And we're in the top 20 now, but almost 3 minutes down on Thomas. Hopefully we can move into the top 10. I think that's my aim by the end of the race. And I think you could really see here the difference in the difficulties between this season and last season. So stage 4, classified as a hilly stage, we go to Hatterdam, the very punchy finish of course. Our 73 hill doesn't really suit this stage, but we'll see what we can do today. Alright guys, 13k to go still in the stage, and as you see there's still a breakaway up the road. They are being torn apart though, and Frederick Baccart is there for us. He's looking very low on energy. De Klerk is just keeping us right towards the front of the peloton for now though. I've created a 5-man train with Viviani at the back. Maybe he can sprint for it because it is a very short climb. We'll see if he's capable of doing that. And now Baccart is done, we may as well do some work because he's not going to take this stage anymore. Let's push everyone. De Klerk leading the peloton into the final 10k. So there are now attacks. David Gaudu and Michael Matthews catch Baccart. Let's now work on the front. We can't let them go. Let's De Klerk push the tempo on 92 down this hill. Then it will be Cavagna, decent hill rider, along with Ballerini. They can drag us up that final hill, and maybe Viviani can take it. If not, we'll go for the sprint. So very strong ride here by Tim De Klerk, leading the peloton into the final 5k as well. Now it will be Cavagna on the front on 94. Now we will slowly go uphill, and then the steepness will increase very quickly. Let's use that energy gel with 4k to go. Cavagna and Quickstep leading the peloton into Hatterdam here. So now just 3k to go. Cavagna can go 95 maybe, up to 96, 90, 99 now. Then it will be Davide Ballerini after Cavagna is done, and there you go, he's now done. Let's go with Ballerini on 95, 99, sprint with Ballerini, taking us up this hill very nicely, Davide Ballerini. Now it will be Remco to go off the front. We've dropped everyone, and maybe we can take this. Remco coming towards the line, no one can follow, and Remco Evenepoel takes Hatterdam and stage 3 of the UAE Tour. What a win. So Remco on top of the podium for the first time in season 2, 8 seconds on the rest of the peloton. Very nice stage today. What a win. Really surprised we could take that actually. No one seemed to be able to live with the pace that was set by Cavagna and then Ballerini on that climb, and Remco capitalised. Viviani not quite able to live with it. He's not the best hilly rider of course, but yeah, we will take the win. And in the GC, we do actually move up to 14th. I think we were 20th before the stage. So very nice stage today indeed. So stage 5 is a flat stage. Will work for Viviani today. Hopefully he can get the win. So guys, into the final 7k, and the breakaway have just been caught. I'm following Jasper Philipsen right at the front. Viviani should be here. Yes, he is. Can we get Ballerini towards the front? That'd be really good. Let's put him on 90. See if we can get to the front of the peloton so we can follow him to the line as we did on stage 2 I believe, but we're in a very good position. Let's use our energy gel. Viviani's right behind us, Ballerini making his way up towards the front. We're in amongst all the sprinter favourites. Let's try and follow Demar. He seems to have a very nice train set up, but now we can follow Ballerini maybe. Well, he's following us at the moment. Let's go like this. Ballerini up to 99 into the final 1k and a half. He can sprint. Viviani is up the road. We've lost his wheel. We're not going to take it. Where's Viviani? He's not going to take the stage. Is it going to be Demar? Arnold Demar takes stage 5. Viviani only 6th. So not the best stage for the team today. Viviani only managing 6th place. But going into the final 2 stages, looking at the white jersey, we're within a minute of that, so maybe that should be our goal going forward, as well as getting a top 10 place in the GC. So stage 6 and the final mountain stage of the race is here. Jebel Yais, a very long mountain compared to the earlier mountain stage, but now Thomas and Romain Bardet start the day as the 3 favourites. We just about make the favourites list. Let's see what we can do today. Alright guys, almost in the final 20k, a breakaway is still up the road, and there were some riders dangerous in GC, Lindemann and Skujins, just over 3 minutes down. I have made a train again for this mountain stage. I think this long, less steep mountain is much more suited to a train where you can really conserve your resistance riding. At the back of a train, we've got De Klerk, who will do this flat section, then Cavagna will take over, Baccart, then Kanga, and then of course we are at the back. Breakaway lead is just under a minute now as we enter the mountain. So De Klerk doing some great work on the front as we come into the final 15k of the stage. His job is basically done. I think Cavagna looking like he's not in the best shape today either. Maybe we'll have to skip him, go straight to Frederick Baccart. But we are leading the peloton up surprisingly. I don't want to push the pace too much simply because we are on a -1 day, which I think we were on a -1 day on the previous mountain stage as well. Not ideal, of course. But for now, we're doing a good job. Cavagna sitting on the front. No one trying to attack past us just yet. Declerc will now be done. So he can now, we'll let Declerc rest up for the rest of the day. Cavagna now leads us as the pace in the peloton really picking up. We'll put these guys on automatic. But yeah, peloton is just under a minute behind the breakaway now. They're holding that lead. Doesn't look like they'll be able to challenge for the GC lead, but as Cavagna's now spotted that a bit late. Bacart now takes over on the front of the train. So with still over 9k to go, we're not in the best condition at all. I've put Bacart down to 70. Maybe we can go 75, but yeah, we're really struggling. I'm going to drop it back down to 70 because we need to retain as much of this yellow as possible. I think it's going to be a battle for survival for us really throughout the rest of this stage. So just 7k to go now. The breakaway seems to be really struggling. Maybe Armai looks like he's in the best condition in the breakaway. Surprised there haven't been any attacks in the peloton just yet. Bacart doing a really good job keeping us towards the front. Is that Conti putting in an attack from Mitchelton Scott? Don't think so. Expecting the pace to really increase now. Still 85 men in the peloton at this stage. Really, really surprising. Bacart dragging us up towards that breakaway, and we're almost there now. So just 5k to go. Bacart is now done. It seems. It looks like it will be Tanel Kanga to take over on the front now for the train. Just 2-man train now. Maybe it would be best if he just protects us. Let's take position at the front. Kanga can protect us like this. I think that's the best thing to do. Bacart, really good job by him today, as there's now attacks is there. Romain Bardet, he is attacking off the front. We're not going to follow. We're not going to try and follow any stupid attacks here. We're just going to pace like this. Maybe we can go 85 for now. I'm going to use that energy gel with 3k to go. Romain Bardet, 2 minutes down in the GC. We're riding away from the peloton as well. They seem to be very slow to react here. Really surprising. I'm going to have to lower this to 80 maybe. It's not too steep towards the top. Kanga doing a really good job giving up himself to protect us today. Let's go 85 now. Try and push our way up to Bardet. Conti trying to come around us. He's having a great race. Really good form. Just 73 mountain. Let's try and follow him if we can. Now let's follow Bardet as we come into the final 500 meters. Seems to be between these three guys. We're just not going to have enough energy though to keep this going towards the top. And it will be Romain Bardet, or will it be Valerio Conti? A famous win for his new team, Mitchelton Scott. What a win by Valerio Conti. We come in a very strong third position. Geraint Thomas in 4th place. So Valerio Conti, what a win for the Mitchelton Scott man. He's been in fantastic form. Deserved win for him. And Geraint Thomas retains his leader's jersey, now ahead of Valerio Conti. Ilnur Zakarin in 3rd place. He's 1 minute and 29 down. We jump into the top 10. And we are now 3rd in the points jersey. Geraint Thomas leads ourselves and Elia Viviani. And David Gaudu retains his white young riders jersey just 15 seconds ahead of us. We couldn't quite snatch it away from him today. So really good stage today. I think that's the max we could have done on that -1 day. Really surprised no one else in the peloton jumped up with us when Bardet and Conti attacked. Thomas, the strongest man out of the rest of the bunch really. He's got the race in control. So here it is guys, the final stage of the UAE Tour. It is a flat stage. Thomas has won the race. The GC is done and dusted. But Elia Viviani has another chance at a stage win today. Let's see if he can do it. So guys, we're now into the final 5 kilometers of the UAE Tour. We were following Ballerini, but he seems to stop wanting to do anything. Let's try and follow one of the sprinters up front here. I think that's the best thing to do. There have been a few falls today, and there are a few riders caught behind. And perhaps some of them could be our GC rivals. We're now on the front of the peloton somehow, entering the final 2 kilometers of the stage. Viviani, is he going to follow us? Or are we just going to simply ride away with this? Now we can sprint. Viviani goes for the line. He sprints early. Can he take it today? It's going to be very, very close finish. It's such a close finish. Oh my word. Arnaud Démare takes it ahead of Colbrelli. Viviani ends up in 3rd. Michael Matthews somehow 4th, despite being right with them all. We will come across the line in the front group very nicely. So Arnaud Démare gets his 2nd win of the race, a very good race for him. And Geraint Thomas wins the UAE Tour, really good race for him. Valerio Conti really well in 2nd. We got 9th place overall, not too bad at all. And Elia Viviani ends up winning the points jersey, 1 point ahead of Demar, 2 points ahead of Thomas. We were 5th place as well. And David Gaudu takes the Young Riders jersey just ahead of us, agonisingly close, just 15 seconds behind. So guys, that will round out the UAE Tour. Really enjoyed this race actually. We got a stage win, we got a 3rd place as well, 9th in the GC and 2nd in the Young Riders. Can't complain too much with how this race has gone. And we do get 44 points at the end of the race. That brings us up to 2,510 points, almost at level 14 now. So taking a look at the schedule, we have just 10 days off until Tirreno Adriatico, another really fun stage race. There is that mountainous stage there, a few time trials as well, which we will really enjoy. So I hope you enjoyed this one. Drop a like and a comment down below for me if you did. Subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you in Italy for Tirreno Adriatico.